Hey everybody, what's up everyone? Goodness gracious, oh my goodness, what the God is all that is actually. And he and she is like Jesus and Jesus and Jesus and Weezus. Oh, bless us, hey? The human animal mammal, rascal, or actually wily, riled up, and a little bit unpredictable, an adventure for God, basically. Hey, for the one I know I be, and then there is he who I call Joey. I'm here with him. He is here too, in Greece, saying that he is taking a course called Fly and Fall, the art of trained risk taking. I heard it said by the philosopher Camus that basically your choices every day are either commit suicide or make a cup of coffee. And to tell you the truth, I didn't do either one of those yesterday. Oh, so that's another part of the conversation, is that, to tell you the truth, this is day 13, I think. Where's the 12? How come I can't count just basic numbers? Can too, I'm just joking. But I do have a funny, non-linear sort of way of thinking and organizing. But anyways, yeah, last night at this event that I'm at, falling and flying and falling. After it, they were like, we're gonna go to the beach and go drink. And I thought, I hadn't really committed to not drinking. I'd totally committed to no cannabis. And then I naturally started saying, I'm not gonna drink any coffee too, or any caffeine. Just because I'm pretty sure I can see how that's, I don't know, distracting me and stuff like this. It's a part of the game. There's things that each character gets to say no and yes to, what's relevant for our particular part. Playing their part in the challenging game that God set up for itself purposefully, because perfect peace can seem to be boring and can seem to say like, yeah, but what if things were other than how they are, Okay, all this spacious, awesome, unrelenting, ever expanding peace. Great. Yeah, but what if there was something other than this in the mind of God? The mischievous, wily rascal thought, what if I could do? What if there was something else, though? So, also I want to say, like, this video was inspired to do during the day right here now. I thought, when am I going to do a video today? I'm trying to do a video every day. That's a part of the goal anyway. And we're on a break from the event, and I was like, when am I going to do the video? What am I going to make it about? I just bought this drink here, and as I sipped it, see, it says here, tonic water with water from Caffeine spring. And I thought, oh cool, it's water. And then I drank it, and I was like, oh, it has sugar in it, And so that inspired me to want to talk to you about another thing. The fact that this cost me €1. My money's real tight, actually. Tighter than I thought it would be, You got to plan for the unplannable sometimes. And I thought I had, but there was a lot more expenses on the way here. My bags, I don't know what they're doing. I called them today. They're like, they're in New York. I was like, why are they in New York? I bought this shirt and these shorts just to tide me over. The airline said they would reimburse me. But check out this bottle top. It's pretty cool, actually. Look at that. When I first got here to Greece and I opened up a bottle, I thought, oh man, this is kind of shitty product. Like, it doesn't come off. I was like, it's just stringy plastic or something like that. You can see that little gap. And I thought, I wonder if the United States just takes the good plastic or something like that. Supposedly the United States does that as a country somehow. But then the next bottle had the same thing, and I was like, oh, again? And then I realized, oh no, it's actually better design. You don't actually need to take the bottle cap off, and it's always right there. Really cool, actually. So my assumption was incorrect. My assumption about that. So another thing that leads me to is that leads me to speak and think, to speak out loud, listen to myself think. Let's see what I say. Is that there's another type of assumption. I'm listening to this guy on YouTube sometimes, Ben Malo. He sold this book to me called The Law online. I didn't think I pushed check out on the thing, but apparently I did, and I liked it. I read it, and it said that, no matter what is going on with him, still I get to say I'm the man. Actually, I'm him. Even it sounds silly, the assumption that what I am is God is playfully, creatively. This Riley little character of mine wants to say my creator's creating me, saying these things creatively in my mouth. I got a creator. My creator creates sounds in my mouth, in his mouth, in Joey's mouth. I could create him saying sounds that say he doesn't have a creator. There could be a creation saying that. That's fine. Technically, I don't know, it could be true. Either way, it could be true. But the assumption, living in the assumption, this is a thing that this Ben Malo guy from the Law book is saying about, I think it's Neville Goddard. Well, no, I know it's Neville Goddard stuff. So when I go to sleep, on my way here, I was fairly concerned with the fact that I was going to arrive pretty kind of messed up in my body by the lack of sleep and some other things that concern me, sensations in my neck sometimes that concern me. And I thought, coming here to this thing, we're rolling around on the floor, we're flying each other around, we're pushing and pulling each other. There was a time in my life where I couldn't do push-ups because my wrist hurt too much. And probably, one of the reasons why I couldn't do push-ups is because I hadn't done many yet at that time. So basically, often with the body, what you need to do is the body is a dynamo, it's dynamic. And if you just kind of let's say my wrist, and I just kind of knock on it, hey, knock, knock, but don't knock too hard. Don't break the door down, but hey, knock, knock, wake up. You do things with it, with the body that it's not used to, and it starts to adapt itself to be able to do this. Already I'm finding at this flying and falling that my body's adapting pretty quickly, becoming acquainted with the floor more, rolling around and things, and doing so in a wise way, trained by a person who's good at training it. That's why I came. And regarding this saying that Albert Camus says, is that kind of the choice is, am I going to commit suicide today, or am I going to make a cup of coffee? And again, that's a false dilemma, because I didn't do any of those things yesterday, and I don't plan on them today either. But if one is gonna stay here, if they know that there's ways out, if they believe that there's ways out, that they could stop, they could I avoid jumping out in front of a car because I believe that might, hurt me and also kill me, and I don't really, I kind of want to use this guy, this temporary preciousness, this Riley Rascal iteration of God, a human creation, an animal mammal, few man of many colors, and I want to use him to see what he can do actually. So what's valuable for us if we are going to stay as human animals and not commit suicide, and instead are going to stay. And what's valuable for what we are is as bodies is what's good for us as what bodies are. This seems like at least my bet. So yeah, what I'm learning here, I think it will. It's going to transfer for sure to my teaching in lots of ways. The body work I do for agility and mobility development for people, and pain and stress relief for people, I've done it for most of the people who, most of them I think aren't quite as agile or fit as me, but maybe some of them, some of them have been even more fit than me, actually, for sure, occasionally. So it's not that I need to be necessarily better than all of my clients at being physically fit, but I need to be good at helping them, that's for sure. And the body work I do for pain, stress relief, agility, mobility development is highly informed by contact dance. And contact dance is getting more and more informed by this thing that you saw me doing at the beginning of the video, actually, just knowing exactly where my edge is. Boom. Like occasionally I get clients that their nervous system is like this kind of in their body. If I move their arm up, they think they need to help me, and I just stop. I just relax them. And for those people, when I do that, it's very predictable that they're gonna feel like by the end of it, like, whoa, like what just happened? It's really awesome, actually. So also my contact dance, though, is highly informed by my massage. I think people, when they receive my contact dance often, well, I know that it is often so, that they feel like a up leveling in their posture. And I can see where it's nice for me to kind of, I was doing it with a girl in class today, and I was like, she had her eyes closed, she was being a tree, and I was being an animal around her, moving her tree branches around and things like this, and I could tell her shoulder, so I was like, grabbed her shoulder, and it was cool, it was really cool. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a free tour of Talk, Touch, Listening, Movement, Music, Magic, Dancing, and Miracles, going throughout the United States, coming to a location near you. It'll be really awesome. It'll be really fun. A way to do human integration and liberation for the Human Integration and Liberation School, after which, some days after this full fun day of fitness festivities and for your friends and your family, and ecstatic dance in the evening, there'll be a training, formal training, to how to have this be an integrated thing as a part of one's service-based business, potentially, or just to be a better lover, a better mother, a better father, better friend, sister, better person. Advanced Human Basics, Talk, Touch, Listen, Movement. Ciao, big love, much hugs.